Hello guys, and welcome back to another Tweaker Man video. So in this video, this is my thoughts on the upgrade to the Sony Blu-ray player that I did, the Bdp-S380. So I'm going to show you a picture of the power supply upgrade that I did now. The power supply that you saw in the photograph was to change 6 electrolytic capacitors. Okay, so there was one Nichicon, the main large filter cap there, and then I changed 4 capacitors to Toshin Jovial. Now, if you don't know those capacitors, they are really good. They're reasonably priced and they're really good, so remember to check those out. And I also changed another one to a Panasonic FM. Another thing I did is I put a Furatech pure copper, silver plated, then gold plated IEC inlet plug in. And then what I did is I rewired the wire from the circuit board to the IEC plug with 10% silver cladded copper wire, and I also added a couple of pure silver strands in with that. I also fitted the silent bass to the unit that I made. Now the unit is running with one of my very decent power cords that I made for it. Again, it's all silver cladded copper, 10%. Now I have got a really good video coming up soon, so I've been working on a new power cord, pure silver, and stay tuned for that. So we're running a 10% silver cladded copper mains cable into the back of the unit, and then from the IEC plug down to the circuit board we're also using 10% silver cladded wire with a couple of strands of pure silver wire, Teflon insulated, so we've got no rubbish wire going to the circuit board. So what effect has this had on the sound quality and also the image quality of playing a Blu-ray disc? So I collect quite a few concerts on Blu-ray. I love a lot of rock concerts on Blu-ray, classical concerts, absolutely anything. And it's really funny, a few years ago, or quite a few years ago now, before we had HD, we only had standard definition, and we'd upscale standard definition. We would then watch a Blu-ray disc, or originally some of us were collecting HD DVD. And compared to standard definition, we were blown away by the picture quality. But you get used to these things, and then you get something called 4K that's come along, and then following 8K, and then in the future it may go to 16K, it may go to 32K. It will probably just be ridiculous. But this is just a 1080p Blu-ray player. And when I look at the image quality now compared to what it was like in its standard form, the image quality watching a concert or even a Blu-ray film has become a lot crisper. There's a lot more depth to the picture. It appears to be more 3D-like. Now, this is a concert by Bon Jovi, live at Madison Square Gardens. And bearing in mind this TV is quite old now, and filming it on this camera doesn't give it the justice it deserves. It has really nice depth to the picture. Colours have become a lot more vibrant as well, even though some of these things are subtle, but to my eyes the colours have become a lot more vibrant. Again, the contrast and the brightness has improved as well. So when it comes to sound quality, it's improved across the board. So when it comes to bass, the bass has improved. It's not the last word in fidelity, but it's become deeper and more powerful, although this is fairly subtle. Like the picture quality, the imaging is a lot deeper. On the sound stage has become deeper. Vocals now are coming across a lot clearer and crisper. Mid-range is a lot more natural than it was before as well. Bearing in mind, this is a relatively, well, it isn't relatively, it was a cheap Blu-ray player from Sony. I'm not sure if it was their bottom model, but it was around about £109 back in 2010/11. So when I'm comparing this upgrade to the Sony Blu-ray player, I'm not comparing it to the likes of the SACD player over here that I have. No, I'm not. It's not in that league at all. It wouldn't be. It can't be. It isn't. But what I'm comparing it to is what it was like in its standard form. And was it worth spending the money on the power supply to upgrade it? Now, I know some people think power supplies are snake oil, and I say it all the time on my channel. They're wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong. Your piece of equipment is only as good as the power is that's going into the piece of equipment. In effect, it's like the heartbeat of your equipment. So all in all, I'd say the upgrade, I had some of the parts already hanging about, like the IEC inlet plug, loads of wire, silver cladded wire. I've got meters and meters and meters of it, all different sizes, and I've got so many meters of pure silver wire hanging about as well. Endless Teflon insulation, heat shrink, and all the parts. Okay, so all I had to buy for this was the capacitors that came out to around about £13, I think. They're not that. It wasn't the Audio Note Kaisa capacitors I used in these. Although these Toshin Jovial capacitors, you've got to check them out. I really think they're great for the money. So all in all, if you was to mount all the other bits, so you'd need some wire, say another, I don't know, £10. The IEC inlet 25, so what's that, 35, add the £13 for the parts, say if you say around about £50 to do the upgrade. Was it worth it? I think it definitely was. I think I've improved the picture quality of the unit. I've improved the sound quality of the unit. And also I added the silent bass. Now when you've got any moving part, you get woo and flutter going on. And I definitely feel that this silent bass has reduced that. So that's another good thing, although I suppose I've still had to build that, and I've sprayed it black So a can of spray. We may be looking at around about £80 then, making the making the silent bass. So is it worth it? I still think it is. I think that I already had the player here, and if I was to have gone out and bought another player, yeah, it would have been more modern, but it wouldn't have had the quality of power supply that I've added to this now. So, and also I feel with the sound as well, the noise floor is definitely lowered, and I've added a couple of on the power cord. I've added some suppressors into the IEC plug as well, which that helps to lower the noise floor. So all in all, I think it's been another good upgrade. So I hope you like this video. As I say, it's only my thoughts. It's not an in-depth review of how each capacitor works. It's just my thoughts on upgrading the power supply. I mean, really, in real terms, this has got great power supply in it. It's got pure copper and pure silver running straight to the circuit board, which you can't really get a lot better than that, really. It's using some great capacitors that you wouldn't find in a player like this, or even a lot of, I mean, some of the upgrades I've done recently, I think some of the capacitors are in there are pence. They're not great. So all in all, I'm extremely pleased with this. So I think that's it for this video again. I hope you like it. So thanks for watching another Tweaker Man video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to press that notification bell so you're notified each time I upload a new video. And thank you for watching, guys.